explain to me why the Brady Campaign is out here and why you don't believe in open carry and why you don't believe in people being able to protect themselves with firearms?
That's right. First of all, that's a loaded question. I'm not part of the Brady Campaign. I just heard about this and I came. I'm not opposed to the Second Amendment, but the Second Amendment is not an unlimited thing. You don't. I was in the military. You don't have the right to own an AK-47 fully automatic, in my opinion. Nor do you have a right to own a 50 caliber sniper rifle or a 50 caliber fully automatic machine gun. Nor do you have the right, or should you have the right to own an anti-tank weapon or things like that. In today's society, we don't need people going around with an empty Glock on one hip, live ammo on the left hip that can load and fire in 2 seconds. I don't think that is the intent of the original Second Amendment. I have several guns myself. I have an 1848 cavalry pistol used in the Civil War, an 1821 Harper's Ferry rifle, plus several shotguns, double-barrel shotguns from the 1850s. These are fine. I have no problem with law-abiding citizens having guns, but not in public.
So let me ask this. So if I were to be going to a grocery store or something like that and somebody were to violently attack me, you don't think it should be my right to be able to protect myself with a firearm?
Actually, now
if you have a permit, and if you're if there's a reason why you really need a gun, but no.
The reason is I'm being violently attacked.
But you're not being. But not everyone's being violently attacked at all times. I mean,
so you have to wait till you're violently attacked first before you have the right to protect yourself? So you have to be a victim once first.
No, of course not. But,
I'm trying to figure out in your mind how the process would work, because you and I both know that it's virtually impossible for a law-abiding citizen to get a concealed weapons permit in California. Is that correct? You understand that, right?
It depends where you get it. I think there are some places it's fairly easy.
In the populated areas of the Bay Area, San Diego, Los Angeles, almost impossible.
And it should be.
Okay.
Unless you have an overriding need.
So again, going back to that question I asked you earlier, if a violent criminal is attacking me, you don't believe I should have the right to have a firearm on my person to protect myself?
Well, what you're really saying is that everyone should be able to carry.
No. What I'm asking is, do people should have the opportunity to make the choice to carry or not? That's the question that I'm asking.
It's not an unlimited choice. If you're a 7-Eleven owner or something like that, I think there are. There should be reasonable restrictions on that.
So if I'm at a 7-Eleven, I shouldn't be able to protect myself?
In those cases, yes.
Where else should I not be allowed to protect myself?
No, it's not a case. I lived in Japan when I was in the Navy. Do you know how many handgun murders there are in Japan every year?
I don't know, because I don't live in Japan.
It's about 50 or 60.
But I don't live in Japan.
I know, but here in this country, there's how many?
I don't know, because I don't worry about what happens in imaginary situations. I worry about what's happening in the place where I live.
Okay, but I don't want to be someplace where my granddaughters, someone has a loaded gun, live ammo, load and fire. If you want to, you want to re-elect Barack Obama with this stuff?
Oh, most definitely I don't want to re-elect Barack
Obama. That's what you're doing.
No,
what re-elect him either. When the average person knows what open carry really. See, I didn't know what open carry meant until you guys were down here about a month or so.
Let me ask, do you think the average person understands that it's almost impossible for a law-abiding citizen to get a concealed weapons permit in California?
Yes, I do. I believe that.
Okay. Do you believe that the average person understands that, or do you believe that the average person thinks that it's okay for the criminals to be able to continue to terrorize people and victimize people, and that law-abiding citizens should be left defenseless and unable to protect themselves? You don't think that's correct?
No, I don't think that. It's not, but I don't think the average person understands. And I didn't understand it until you guys were
splatter on it.
we can have a gun on one hip, live ammo on the other hip. I don't think the average person understands.
So perhaps we should engage in educating the people about that, as opposed to just having people being irrationally scared about it.
No, I encourage you to educate people that you can do that, because there'll be more opposition to you and your way of thinking. People don't buy into that stuff.
What I'm trying to get from you is I want to understand in your mind how we can come to a situation where myself, my loved ones, you can be able to go about your business, and if a violent criminal were to attack you, you would have the means to be able to protect yourself. What in your way, in your mind, how can we get to that position?
Well, we are a civilized society, or we try to be.
Are we?
Yeah.
I turn on the news every day and I see violent crime happening.
Yeah.
Just the other day, about 2 miles from my house, a man was walking down the street and got shot.
Okay. I know, but this is not happening every day, everywhere.
It is happening every day.
In Pleasant Hill, it's not happening.
It happens in Fremont.
Well,
It happens in Pleasanton. It happens in San Leandro. These are all cities in the Bay Area. Pleasant Hill is not immune to violent crime. There was a bank robbery.
I know, the last time you got up here.
Exactly. So this just reinforces my point that it could happen to you at any time. So wouldn't the smart thing to be prepared and put yourself in a position where you can defend yourself if necessary?
What do you want? Every time that there's a bar fight, people start drawing guns and shooting?
No.
Every time there's an argument.
That's not what I'm saying at all. There are current laws on the books that you cannot use violent force when it's not necessary. I could not use, if I got in a verbal argument with somebody, I could not draw my firearm without facing criminal consequences.
But when there's alcohol involved, young people involved.
Alcohol should not be consumed when using a firearm. Alcohol should not be consumed when driving an automobile. Alcohol should not be consumed when walking down the streets of Pleasant Hill. So you and I understand this. We understand these concepts.
No, but I want you to explain the current laws to people. Because the more people understand it, the more they're going to be against it.
Why would they be against people protecting themselves?
Because they don't want someone with a Glock and a 30-round clip.
Okay. California, you can't have a 30-round magazine.
Well, you can have 10.
You can have a 10-round magazine. And I think when people understand that we aren't doing this to provoke people or to scare people, we're doing this to protect ourselves and our families and our loved ones. That's why we want to educate people about what we're doing, because I believe that people have the wrong idea about why people open carry. Do you think that that's a possibility? That people just don't understand why we're doing it?
No, I don't understand.
I just explained to you why we're
No,
doing
you
it.
haven't. I mean, I do not own a modern working gun. You know,
That's your choice.
I own these.
That's your choice.
Yeah, and I'm safer in the home. My kids are safer not.
If somebody were to break into your home and you had a firearm, would you use that firearm to defend yourself? Why would it be? So you just admitted right now, if somebody breaks into your home, you would use a firearm to defend yourself. Why is it any different than if you're at a restaurant and somebody is attacking you? Why wouldn't you want to use a firearm to defend yourself?
I mean, I've been at another place where I've seen fist fights. The loser's going to pull out a gun and shoot them. I've seen arguments and stores.
There are laws on the books that say you can't do that.
If someone has a gun.
So what it ultimately comes down to is you don't trust people. You don't trust in people to act in a responsible way. You, as an anti-gunner, don't think that the average citizen is smart enough to act in a way. You're holding a sign showing me that you are an anti-gun rights person.
No. I'm saying the Second Amendment is not unlimited. Do you think someone should own an AK-47?
Nobody here is saying it's unlimited. Nobody here is carrying an AK-47. Nobody here is carrying a nuclear device.
No.
Nobody here is carrying a 50 caliber BMG.
I mean, would you support laws that outlaw AK-47?
I don't think AK-47 should be outlawed.
Okay, you don't. So you think you have no problem with someone owning one?
I don't have a problem
What if
with
it's
someone.
fully automatic?
I wouldn't have a problem with that either.
What about Thompson submachine gun?
I wouldn't have a problem with that
You
either.
have no problem with someone owning a machine gun?
What is wrong with somebody owning something? Do you own a car, sir? Sir, do you own a car? Do you own a car?
Of course.
How fast does your car go? If you were to floor, do you think you could exceed 70 miles per hour?
I don't know how fast it goes.
Do you think
I've never done it?
Do you think you could go more than 70 miles per hour?
Probably.
Okay. In California, there is no time that you are allowed to drive faster than 70 miles per hour. Why would you have a car that outperforms something that you are legally allowed to do?
That's when you come.
But that's the way they come. But you, as a responsible person, make a conscious decision to not ever exceed 70 miles per hour because doing so would be irresponsible. So, if I were to own a firearm,
if you think someone should be able to own an automatic AK-47,
Those are illegal. They have been.
no, we're just talking in theory. I'm just saying, if I were to want to go to a shooting range and shoot an AK-47, would you have a problem with that?
aren't they illegal?
We're
Fully automatic
We're playing the theory here. I can go to Nevada right now and go to a gun range and shoot a fully automatic
Yeah,
AK-47.
and all that stuff lines up in Mexico with the drug dealers.
He's been reading a lot of newspapers and watching a lot of news. I like that.
Are you talking about the ones that the ATF push across the border, or which ones are you talking about? Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh wow!
You mean our federal government?
Yeah. Oh.
I'm just wondering if you go to a range, if you go to a shooting range, do you think that people would be able to use a AK-47 in a shooting range? You haven't thought about it.
No.
Oh, that's
I don't
interesting.
think about fully automatic.
You were asking me about fully automatic weapons a moment ago, and I answered your question, and now I'm asking you, and you didn't think about it? What else did you not think about? Did you not think about how I want to be able to protect myself if somebody attacks me?
No, I think there are limits to gun control. I mean, if you think everyone should be able to own almost virtually any kind of weapon they want, I personally think that's nuts.
No, I'm not saying that someone should be carrying these things. I'm just saying the question is, should someone own it? That's what you asked me. Should somebody own
Fully
it?
automatic weapon, no.
You don't think somebody should have the right to own it, even if they were to leave it at their house or not even take it home, purchase it, own it, and leave it at the range. You don't think someone should own it?
Not a fully.
You don't believe in property rights?
No, there's nothing to do. Nothing's unlimited.
I didn't say it's unlimited.
Yes, you are.
Sir, are you aware of the fact that actually in most of our states that with a Class 3 tax stamp, it's fully legal for a common law-abiding citizen to own a fully automatic firearm?
I know they're lying.
Okay. Okay, so in that case, do you know how many crimes have been committed by common law-abiding citizens who own these fully automatic firearms?
Probably very few.
Exactly.
I'll be right back.
Exactly. Not very many at all. Okay. One of them actually used to be a law enforcement officer. I think there was a total of 2.
And I do know that there are registered, licensed, antique something or other that you can own an anti-tank weapon, or you can own.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You can own a tank if you want. Of course, it's got to be. It has to be rendered inoperable, but you can still own it.
But anyway, have fun, guys. The unfortunate thing is, all you're doing is re-electing Barack Obama.
No, not really.
I don't know. You might want to take a look at some of the Gallup polls.
Interesting thing. There's people that will come. There was people that will come from your side to our side, but they don't go the other way. Isn't that interesting?
But did you show them the gun that you have?
Who?
And the live ammo and the
Did I show who?
these people?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he's wearing it openly.